I'm lost in my thoughts, I'm forgetting to breathe. I cannot believe how beautiful your voice is, but I can't hear what you're saying because of the wind, and I hate how fast you make my heart beat. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My deepest desire turned into burning need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My biggest desire turned into simple need. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My biggest desire turned into simple dreams. I'll keep chasing my simple dreams. My biggest desire turned into simple dreams. I'll keep chasing my 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 simple
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is hostage John at the moment, being forced to film in the corner of an undisclosed location because of some things that may or may not have happened over the last few days. Some just absolutely wacky news. When I was sent this yesterday, I was like, how did I miss this? Just absolutely strange. And SIG can never catch a break. Mr. GBRS group going ham on a jackal for PSA, just absolutely slobbering all over that thing for Palmetto State Armory, which is actually par for the course for that group. The Parasite has moved from SIG, $250,000 a year, to Palmetto State Armory, and probably about the same money if I had to guess, maybe even more, because PSA has got money to throw around. Art Vandalay for 2 says Anna kicked him out of the bed. Not entirely wrong. Not entirely wrong. Unbelievable. Or more likely I kicked her out. I mean, come on, let's be real. Okay. Thank you, Art Vandalay. But no, let's see. Oh. Hey, it's Vintage. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up? How's the audio?
Oh, it's fantastic. I was it's just because I saw you in the chat. I was like, you know what? It would be funny to talk about this stuff with Vintage.
Oh, right on. I'm dog sitting right now, so that's why I was like, oh, this will be fun.
Oh, perfect. Excellent timing.
Yeah.
How's your day been going? Other than the dog?
Not bad. Got myself a couple new guns today. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, are you shooting the USP 40 thingamajig still that you like? Yeah.
No, I got I got one of those recently, but I got a Kuna. I want to try that out.
Okay.
And I got a Star Model BM, just
Very
for
nice.
fun.
How do you like the Kuna so far?
I haven't shot it yet, so I got the one without the brace. So I don't know. I heard some good things about it, so we'll see. I have to order a brace because mine didn't come with it. I don't know why it didn't. Springfield doing the good stuff for us.
You pay $1,000, you don't even get a brace with it? I thought
I actually paid $850.
Oh, well, that's not terrible.
It wasn't too bad. No, I'm not mad about it.
No. Well, I think you might have been mad if you spent $850 on this thing. I saw this on the Discord and I was like, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. So I just wanted to open up with something silly. So this is a 3D printed 4-end 22 long rifle conversion kit. no barrel. On the front sight block is a is a Picatinny riser, what looks like a RMR, but it's definitely not a real RMR. It is 100% a fake RMR on a Picatinny riser on a 3D printed banded handguard. But on the lower, this is how weird and gay and degenerate all these 3D printers are. So for the selector, it says hiss, play dead, scream. Scream is, of course, the third position.
Can you imagine like 30 years when our kids are going to be going around looking through like the used gun store and they find all this horse shit laying around?
Well, dude, archaeologists in the future, they find the remnants of these guns and they're like, oh, must have been really advanced weaponry for the time. And they fought over these things. It's like, garbage. Actually, speaking of John Shepard, I was just at a Lutheran church, Missouri Synod, today for a funeral. And that was the first time I've been to a Lutheran service for that. It was very nice. So John's a Luther. I see him in the chat.
I think he's talking about his shirt too, because this is his shirt.
Oh,
his,
okay.
Legionary shirt. He gave me a couple of them.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
very cool.
If you're about that Roman swag, baby, you about that Roman swag. That's this is his brand. I actually like them. These shirts got a lot of compliments.
Okay, so he sends you a couple shirts, and then I have you on my stream. And I don't get any T-shirts. Nothing.
I'll send you one of his that he sent me.
No, I'm just kidding. Unbelievable. Hope you're having a good night, John. Yeah, I just saw that and I had to talk about that. So front sight post red dot on what is actually an SBR. I didn't realize this. This is a flex, a 3D printed SBR. That is a good use of one's of one's fingerprints for sure. Did you see this though? That Germany is discontinuing Flecktarn. The era of Flecktarn is over.
And I saw that Germany's making a lot of decisions right now. The Bundeswehr is making a lot of interesting decisions as of the last month. But yes, I did see that.
Yeah, so they say Germany has announced that they will completely phase out Flecktarn camouflage pattern in favor of multicam. Everything is multicam now. Currently used by the German Special Forces. The change will begin in 2026 and last until 2029. And then I had the article. Oh, where did it go? It went somewhere. The article over here, but yeah, everything is multicam now.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it's like straight if it is multicam, they did their own little
sure they did
spin to it or something. It's not like quite the same, but it is the same.
I mean, this one that they're showing right now, this is like almost a digital pattern.
Yeah, I forget. I was looking at it last night. Damn it! I should have memorized it for this stream that I totally did
come
not
on.
know.
Yeah. I literally sent you the invite as the stream was starting.
Here I be. Yeah, well, now it's gonna belong to what's Bucky's favorite Troon Squad. They're gonna adopt
Doll Squad. Yeah,
dude. Doll Squad's new standard issue is probably what this is now.
I'm pretty sure that what are the guys that do Americana Pipe Dream? Are those the guys that do all the surplus stuff?
Americana Pipe Dream. Yeah,
dude, they are gonna love all of the extra Flecktarn coming to the market in the next 5 years. They're gonna make a absolute.
They're already doing really good. Fucking
yeah.
Hey, I hope they're good guys. I hope they make all the money.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing that's nice about surplus is it's not particularly expensive, and it's like pretty good stuff.
It's almost like it's called surplus.
Yeah, I mean, they say military grade, but that doesn't mean anything. All right. How do I say this, Vintage? Because you don't know what's coming. I do. So would you like to should we say we might want to save it for later? I don't know. They're both good topics. One is going to be talking about the alleged sexual exploits of a SIG employee, or we can talk about GBRS group deep throating Palmetto State Armory.
I fucking take your pick. I'm going to sue either way. Go for it.
Well, okay. We'll start with PSA before we get into the hot and heavy, as they say. So this is, please don't kill me, YouTube, but this is GBRS group with Palmetto State Armory 13 hours ago. PSA Jackal testing, drop into a long week of testing and eval with the Palmetto State Armory official. Of course, they're tagged Jackal, and honestly, it caught us off guard. We weren't expecting much, but this monolithic beast flat out performed. The recoil impulse was smooth, the muzzle stayed flat, and the weight actually helped stabilize faster follow-ups. That long stroke gas piston system, ? Reliable. Ran it dirty, ran it hard, and it didn't hiccup once. I don't really believe them all that much, and the Jackal is just a crappy rifle. And you could just watch them shoot the thing, and it is not a smooth shooting rifle whatsoever. This is the same line that that GT threw out there too about the freaking it being better than the Scar. And
you think that was an ad read thing they had to do?
I would not be surprised. So GBRS Group was getting paid $250,000 a year to rep SIG, but now that SIG is in hot water over the whole P320 thing, this is paid promotion. GBRS only does paid promotion, so I almost guarantee you they have a similar deal right now with PSA, and the first thing that they put out is the freaking Jackal with their retarded 3-inch riser on it, and nothing else, completely clean.
Yeah.
They say, based on our experience with the Scar, the Jackal came out on top. Literally the exact same thing that GT said. No bolt bounce. That's simply not true. No stock wobble. That's a flat out lie. Everybody knows that stock is garbage. That is the one thing that everybody has complained about on the Jackal, rightfully slow, is that the B5 or the whoever makes that stock, is it just wobbles. It's a terrible flimsy stock that just like you can fold it in your hands.
So I would love to get my hands on a Jackal. I have not. Funny enough, today while I was buying guns, there was an IWI. How do you caramel,
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, there was one of those, and then there was this what is it? Crusader Arms Templar rifle.
Yep.
And the price points were around the same point as a Jackal. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, fuck, dude, how do they compete? Because some of these, at least, I know run okay, right? I think the IWI gun runs all right. I don't know anything about the Crusader Arms one.
The Crusader Arms one is wacky because
it looks wacky.
So because that's a Canadian thing, because it was a company up there to get around the Canadian rules for ARs. But those barrels in the Crusader Arms, those are Bear Creek Arsenal barrels.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't buy it.
So the couple reviews that I've seen, because I almost got one too, because I was like, oh, it looks kind of like an ACR. I like the ACR. It's $1,200. Maybe I should check one out. But the reviews that I've seen were unreliable. And it's also a screw build, so there's like 20 screws in the receiver set, just like the Jackal.
Had like 2 Phillips screws, like under.
Yeah.
Dude, it was nuts.
Well, that's the thing. It's really easy to design a piece of extruded aluminum where everything is just bolted to it, and that's it, right? That's how you attach everything.
No, I'm glad I walked out. It was between that or there was an ACR and the Kuna. And I didn't want to spend more than $2,000 there.
Well,
so I ended up leaving.
Just out of curiosity, what ACR was it, and what were they asking for it?
It was a Bushmaster, and I think so. They offered me $200 less just because I do a lot of business there. But they were asking $2,000.
That's not bad. Was it a
for
5.56?
Yeah,
it was a 16-inch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. $2,000 isn't terrible. I bought my first one for $1,200. First ACR for $1,200, but yeah, not even an ACR, which is kind of better than the Jackal. It's still not a great rifle, but they're cool. They're iconic.
Yeah, but it's Call of Duty. All right, it's Call of Duty.
I mean, look at this smooth recoil impulse here. It looks so smooth, which is funny. So based on our experience with the Scar, this Jackal came out on top. No optic eating, reciprocating charging handle, just solid performance every round. Dude, this just reads like an ad piece. They got paid a lot of money for this.
Yeah.
It's modular. Citation needed. It's less modular than an AR. It takes AR mags. So does everything else. Yeah, it's hefty, but it feels like a rifle meant for work, not some Gucci range toy. My friend, the Jackal should not be a work rifle for anyone. How in your right mind could you recommend a PSA Jackal to protect somebody's life? Like, what? How is that your recommendation for a work rifle? Like, as a professional, you would never allow yourself to carry one of these into combat or any sort of high stress situation.
I'm wondering like how, like when they're comparing it to a SCAR, right? Which I have to assume they're talking about the 16S, right? They're talking about, like, do they say reciprocating, non-reciprocating charging handle?
Yeah, so on the Jackal, it's a non-reciprocating charging handle.
Okay, yeah,
so they're using that as a point against the SCAR.
Which, it's funny because SCAR has non-reciprocating variants of itself, but if you're just saying that it's better, yeah, I agree with you, dude. It's hard for me to say that they didn't get paid to say that.
Well, I mean, they have a history of it. Literally reads like it. They have a history of paid promotion, and that's what they do. That's their business model. This is the kind of platform that changes minds. PSA brought something legit to the table, and it deserves respect. Could still use some refinement. Citation needed. Like, you didn't point out anything that was wrong with it. Like, I could point out many things that were wrong with it. But for the price point, it's a no-brainer for dudes who actually run their gear. No, my friend, if you actually run it, the worse it gets. Was it fun to shoot? Hell yeah. Surprisingly, absolutely. But most importantly, it held up when it mattered, and that's what counts. If you're serious about your setup, don't sleep on this one. Yeah, it's just a complete recommend. And then at the end, there's this little try before you buy, which is like a CYA type statement right at the very end after they're done playing with it, slobbering on it for, 4 paragraphs.
Dude, that's actually insane. Because I'm doing this on my phone. I don't have my usual setup, so I'm like reading. I'm like squinting at this shit right now. That's actually nuts. And this isn't one of those promotions, because I know that they do videos sometimes long form on guns. Is this like alluding to a longer video?
I'm sure it will be there. So what their videos are, I don't know if you've ever watched it, but it is essentially get item out of box, shoot a few mags through it on camera, talk about it, video over. Like a singular day, a singular session. That's what it is. That's the video. Right.
All right.
Like, because
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too long ago, they did another recommendation of some like well-known crappy AK, but it was like out of the box. They ran a few mags through it. We're like, oh, guys, it's holding up great. It's like, to what? you haven't shot it yet. Nothing's happened.
You know what? It really would help them if they had a gay sounding Southern guy to sell it for them. That seems to be the standard right now with defending any products. I think that's what they need. They need a guy to be like, hey, look, listen. All right, look, Jackal, we ran Jackal, 300 rounds, no issues. That's what they need. That seems to be the standard right now. Right?
Yes. You're not wrong. 300 rounds is about the top end of what guys will actually shoot. Oh, dude, I had to find it now. Now that you brought that up, did you see G-Code? You're familiar with G-Code, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, gosh, dang it. We'll look at this a little bit later, unfortunately. Oh, wait, where'd the post go? Did they get rid of it? Must be this one. G-Code. Now, are you familiar with Savage Tacticians?
Yes, I do. I do know that he would take my memes and remove the watermark and then throw them up on his Instagram.
No, are you serious?
So a bunch of my buddies who used to be in the Army with me, like they have their garage door gyms and shit, and they have their merch all over the fucking interior of the garage, the bro hangout spot.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, that dude steals my memes. I mean, mean, like, I don't care. I think it's funny, but that's what I know about him.
Yeah, that's funny. Kite says what having no morals does to a motherfucker. Yeah, we'll talk about Savage Tacticians and G Code holsters. What a unlikely collaboration boomer coomer piece that somebody sent me. So unfortunately, you get to be molested by that image as well in a minute.
Oh, cool! It's a Gen X marketing deal.
Dude,
Is really all you're describing to me. I need to get a fucking haircut. I look insane right now. Damn.
You look great. Mustache, magnificent. Yeah, actually, it's funny because the hair is coming straight out of your hat.
It's like, dude, my shit curls. It's too long right now.
Brew for Two says, Tito, well, when Richard gets here, I think he's going to be here in about 10-15 minutes. Yeah, I can make him Tito for you, sir. But thank you for the 2. Subarctic Psycho for 2 says nothing. Just a very nice smiley face. Very based. He follows it up with another smiley face to let us know that he's happy, which is good to know. Smile if there's not a gun pointed at you right now. Gabriel Baker for 2 says, where the hell are my sea shanties? And everybody else was calling him gay. So, I mean, it's you versus the rest of the chat, Mr. Baker. Thank you for the 2. Moonman for 2 says, okay, this is Kino, as the kids call it. Yeah, I don't know what Kino means, but apparently it's a compliment.
It's like cinematic. Oh, Vinbert Warstein. I love that. That's a good comment, Glow.
Oh,
I love that, Bucky. Thank you.
Is there Vinbert Warstein? That's good. Ooh, how about Matt Danka says you look like Micah Mayfield.
Oh, that's...
Actually, you're not.
I need glasses.
Yeah. There you go. Anything goes says chat ruined the sea shanties. Now I hate you all. Gosh, it's a war over the intro song, but hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. New Actual for 2 says, what do you think? What do we think about buying SIG dots now? Well, if you're talking about performance wise, I think SIG dots are still really good. It's just whether or not you want to give your money to them. You know,
that's whether or not you want to feel dirty, as Mr. Ben Steger says. You want to feel dirty. Yeah.
Thank you for the 2. Ben and Breakfast. Ooh, okay. That sounds like one of Ben Steger's other enterprises, Ben and Breakfast, exclusively for females. When we find out Barrett outsourced their trigger system to SIG, it's going to be epic. Oh my gosh. Did you see the SIG, or not the SIG, sorry, the Barrett MRADs? They're going off on their own.
Yeah, I've seen Trench posted like 5 videos all within a fucking day of each other, and they all went viral, and it's very fucking funny.
It is funny, dude. He's so fast, and he's like a what's the term for it? He's riding those waves, man. Whatever is hot, he's on it. He is on it.
I think it's funny.
Working. It's funny and it's working, dude. Dude, I had do you know Alex Krychek on Instagram?
It sounds familiar, but I haven't been on Instagram in like 2 years now.
Well, right, yeah. He doesn't like me anyways, but he keeps blaming me for the Trench. He's like, thanks, Focus Trip, for Trench's continued success, or like propping up his career or whatnot. I was like, bro, he's his own thing. He's doing it.
He's inevitable, whether or not you like it. You know, it just it's a thing. It is what it is.
The slop guntuber era is here. Maximum content, lowest possible quality. Art Vandalay for 2 says $2 to put sea shanties back on the jukebox. All right, fine. You guys are still just that's what you're into. El Tejon 47901 for 5 says super sticker, which is funny because that's not a super sticker. You for $5 said super sticker rather than buying a $5 super sticker. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but thank you. Tarke for 2 says, I loved Bully in the Alley. The sea shanties ruled. Okay, we're still talking about the intro song. Perfect.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like sea shanties.
I like him as well. I like him as well. Half the chat calls him gay, but that's just chat being chat. Akai for 2 says, blink twice if Sig Sauer has you hostage. No, there is not a team of people with guns pointed at me behind the laptop. That's not real.
Oh, hi, Rebels.
Those Raiders in the chat. Thank you for 2. Josh, Noob Actual for 2 says, are you okay, John? Doing all right, man. My family left me. All I have is this corner, this laptop, and a can of rain, but I'm making it. Thank you, Noob Actual. Absolute Movement for 5 says $5 to put sea shanties enjoyers into the sea. Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Moonman. And Nick Spence for 2 says, bought a G36 22 and a YC9, the Boog Cursed combo. Ugh.
That sounds 22 G36.
Yeah. Okay. So every now and again, you walk into a store, right, and you see one of those on the wall, and for like a split second, you're like, "No way," and then you're like, "Oh, never mind. I thought you were cool for a second, but I was lied to." John Shepard for 2 says, "Legionary represent." Yes, indeed. Shilling John's merchandise. All right. Well, because you apparently have some history with these gentlemen. So who is all here? What is this? Oh wait, no. What is it? Not Savage Tacticians? Was I wrong about that? I thought it was. Oh no, I was right.
If
Okay.
we're just like Savage Tacticians is catching strays.
Well, I mean, you know, in some cases they deserve it. So this is a collaboration post between a bunch of guys, G Code with their
No, that's
plate
that's
carrier stuff.
Yeah, that's
Savage Tacticians with their tact shorts, I suppose you could say. But it's just I don't know why they would collaborate on stuff like this. It just seems this is the aesthetic though. It's like, what is this?
It reminds me of
into?
howitzer clothing, where it's like soft tactical, but mainly it's like kind of hype beast gym stuff. It's kind of how it looks to me.
Yeah, but it's also it's the combination of like, oh, you want to wear like American Patriot and this for some reason it's like
horrors beyond your imagination.
Naked woman imitating art, and it's like, oh, also don't forget to buy our underwear. It's like, all right, it's again, this is G code. It's like, all right.
Instagram really is like the marketing, like Wild West. People just do shit for the sake of it.
Hot girls in marketing have kind of been in the news for the last couple weeks, apparently, because Cindy Sweeney has great genes. I don't know if you've been following that at all.
Yeah, it's because she's white, and there's a bunch of people who are mad at it.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, it is a pun, but it's a funny pun because it's true either way you think about it.
Yeah, that's what makes them seethe, because they know it. It's true.
Well, it's like what was that? Somebody else tried to do a counter ad to it, but with somebody else. I think it was like Beyonce, but she had like dyed her hair blonde or something. It's like,
yeah, and she looked like shit. She looked like poop.
Right.
She looked like poopy.
You understand? You're saying that your genes are great. However, you're trying to emulate the other person that has it naturally. So
yeah,
I just find that funny.
It's a cheap imitation. It looks like poop.
Yeah,
poopy.
Savage Silkies. Oh, that's the name. Great naming convention. Savage Silkies. Austin, do you like silk underwear? Just asking for a friend.
Silk underwear, like just like what? Just like regular underwear?
I don't know. This is Savage Silkies. You can buy them from Savage Tacticians, bro.
I mean, I used to wear like like silky shorts. But that was like a military thing.
Okay.
Now, no, I'm like a normal like guy. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck my material. I have no idea. What am I wearing right now? Hold on.
I couldn't tell you what I was wearing right now.
I'm wearing compression shorts under some old PT shorts. That's what I'm wearing right now, actually. They're very comfy.
Nice. I'm actually not wearing any pants or underwear at all because I don't intend on standing up for the next hour and a half or so. So
nice. I like that.
No, but did you know that you, Vintage Warfare, you could join an exclusive club, the Club Savage, and if you sign up and spend like, I don't know, $100 a year or $100 a month, you could save 25% off of every order by turning your purchasing into a subscription model, I guess.
Fuck, that's where we're at now.
Yeah, bro. You don't want to be in Club Savage? I want to be in Club Savage.
I don't know. I would have to look. I would have to look. What do they offer me?
Well, actually, yeah. It would probably be a pretty penny. If you're GBRS guys, you're pulling in the big bucks.
$100 a month. Like, choose between car insurance or
right. It's one or the other. I think they're like 1A and 1B. But all right, gentlemen, I have protected you as long as I could, but I can no longer. It is time. Right. We must talk about this. Now, I want to be very clear, gentlemen. Okay. These are all allegations in a legal proceeding. Nothing should be taken as fact. You, the individual, have no reason to believe either side for any reason. This is merely an allegation made by a person about Mr. Phil Strader. Now, if you're not familiar with Phil Strader is the SIG bro who is in charge of all of the damage control. I believe he's their executive of public relations. If I remember correctly, that's his official title. He was the gentleman in the Mac interview. He's been doing almost all the sit down interviews. I believe he had one with TFB TV as well, essentially trying to run damage control for the P320, which we're also going to talk about in just a minute. But that is Phil Strader. Now, this case is not about the P320, but it is about Phil Strader and USPSA. And I happen to be a USPSA member. I, pay the dues for that. I shoot with that. There's also a weird incestuous relationship between USPSA and Sig Sauer because Sig Sauer sponsors USPSA. Phil Strader is the executive of public relations, and he allegedly was interacting sexually with one of the members of USPSA, which we might as well talk about now, I guess. So this is a exhibit answer. The information requested is provided in the documents provided response to production number 1, including but not limited to memoranda dated July 16th, 2015 and 2014. So this is a USPSA lawsuit, which has been going on for a while. I don't have all of the backstory of this, but this is essentially a allegation of sexual assault about a decade ago by Mr. Phil Strader. So, A, identify the name of the board member and the location of the sexual assault. B, identify a state and explain in detail each and every fact, basis, and opinion upon which this allegation is founded and/or which you allege support relates to or bears upon such allegation. Identify each person who has knowledge or information which supports, relates to, or bears upon in any way such allegations, and identify any documents that are in your possession that are related in any way to your claim. So, now, the answer to this, as it reads out, is the name of the assailant was Phil Strader. On the date in question, I was attending a board meeting in Las Vegas. After drinking socially with him and the rest of the board in the hotel bar, I seemed to black out. I woke up the next morning undressed and curled in an unnatural sleeping position at the foot of the bed. Phil was there, partially dressed. He was trying to shake me awake. When I came around, he was throwing clothes at me, telling me to get dressed. We had to go to the meeting. I was very confused, and he was angry at me for not responding right away. I didn't understand why he was in my room or what had happened. He left the room, and I took a shower. From the circumstances and his remarks, I knew that he forcibly had sex with me when I was helpless. The room looked like a struggle had occurred. I was sore all over. I had bruises on my arms, indicating that I had been manhandled. My hair was a mess and my scalp was sore, telling me that my hair had been forcibly pulled. Several buttons of my blouse were missing as if I had been forced open at the throat. At the meeting the next day, I was having trouble sitting in the chair due to pain and pressure around my tailbone. I, of course, had to explain to the board why I kept standing, kneeling, or sitting on a pillow. Phil then texted me a joke with a smiling devil emoticon during the meeting stating, "I hope it wasn't me that did that to your butt." Sorry. Anyways, I replied and asked him what had happened. I had asked him what had happened. He responded that he couldn't tell me because he didn't want to embarrass me, but that it got quite violent. He also sent me another text stating words to the effect, "This never happened. You understand?" ? I told Troy McManus about this at the time that it happened and showed him the marks as well as the text from Phil. Oh, sorry. I didn't even have that up the whole time, but I did read it off verbatim. So that is the yeah. And this is from a long time ago. And remember that she was a USPSA board member. He's a 6 Hour employee. 6 Hour pays USPSA a lot of money to sponsor them every year. And Did he have Savage Silkies on? You can be, yeah. So, and again,
He throws her a pair of Savage Silkies in the morning. Get up, bitch! We have a board meeting to go to. That's how it sounds. Nuts.
Yeah, a company run by criminal youth hires criminals as sex pests. No surprises. Now, I want to be very clear, gentlemen, that this is merely a allegation within a lawsuit. This is her testimony there, so you do not have to believe her. I do not have to believe her. I am not of the mindset believe all women regardless. Allegedly, there are other people who saw the text and that were told about this incident at the time. But the way that she is framing this is that Phil Strader essentially drugged her, or she drank too much, and then he had his way with her, and then told her, "Hey, by the way, this never happened." That is the story that she is spinning. So, and this picture was taken in 2016. So this is actually basically him at that time.
I'm going to have to go ahead and shave my mustache. We have a little bit.
The mustache is over.
I need to get rid of that. That's nuts. That's actually sad, man. That's if obviously
true.
Fucking I got thrown into this now. I have no fucking clue until
correct. Well, that's my opinion as well. I don't know why this popped up again. This post came from Practical Shooting Insights, multiple images from another USPSA lawsuit, and then he tags all of them in it. And again, this is merely an allegation. This is not like proven in court that this is what happened. That's not the case. Whatever. This is one USPSA board woman claiming what happened between her and Phil Strader about a decade ago.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, just a little wild.
It's the way that it's said that it's like this never happened, is really believable to me though. That sounds like something somebody would say.
Well, and I could take the other side of it too, where it's a consensual encounter that gets rough, and then after the fact she's like, this was really stupid. I'm a board member. He's a board member that works for a company that sponsors SIG, like us. Like, this should never have happened. But to actually file a complaint, because this is part of a lawsuit, so to actually file a complaint, I mean, at the time it happened too, not just like,
you're right though. What if they're at like the equivalent of the Circle Bar? She's like, I want you to choke me. I want you, like, she's, fucking, sometimes women are fucking nuts like that.
I 100% agree with you. Yeah. So, but again, this is why you, the viewer, don't need to take a side at all. It is just strange that this comes out now. All these pictures of the lawsuit get released in conjunction with all the SIG 320 stuff, SIG sponsoring USPSA. This happens between now. USPSA is just also a known corrupt organization. So people doing things with board members for backdoor favors, literally and figuratively, would not surprise me whatsoever, because USPSA is just a known corrupt organization.
Was there ever any police report in relation to this?
I mean, this is an exhibit from a lawsuit, so I don't know if it was a civil lawsuit having to do with between USPSA and the board member, or what the exact circumstances were. I mean, obviously, if this was reported right away, it would lend more credence to it, and probably would never have gotten this far in the first place. But yeah. But again, I'm not a believe all women type. As you said, sometimes women are just a little crazy.
No, it's true. I don't know. I couldn't imagine being guy listed in lawsuit between this girl that I had like weird sex with on a one night stand. I would want to end my life. Holy shit. Yeah.
Weird, rough one night stand goes to trial. And I imagine, does this get, because this was like a long time ago. So I want to know now, did this get settled out of court?
Yeah.
Like, how did it actually get handled? Was there a massive payout involved? Like, what was it?
Had to be something. Unless she's still alive. Do we know?
Oh, right. Yeah. She unalived herself twice to the back of the head or something. Chud McGill says odds he ND'd in her.
Are we, what are they saying right now? What's the current SIG word on SIG in relation to this guy in the 320 design? Do we know?
Well, Phil Strader doesn't have anything to do with the 320 design. It's just
For right now.
Right. Well, actually, yeah, blame it on Phil. Actually, Phil was integral in this design. But speaking of that, just today, Vintage, a jury has found that the SIG P320 was defectively designed in Cambridge police lawsuit. So this is just today. This is the third lawsuit now that SIG has lost on the design of the P320. So I don't know if this. I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice, but I don't know if this is in any way precedence setting. If that makes sense, that they are.
It would to me in my legal advice brain. Okay, it would seem that way.
Yes.
Not a lawyer, but yeah, it would seem to be precedent setting.
So this is, updated 7 hours ago, July 31st, 2025. Jury finds SIG P320 defectively designed in Cambridge police lawsuit. A group of law enforcement professionals from across the country are urging the House of Representatives to kill a Senate-passed amendment aimed at giving New Hampshire-based Sig Sauer immunity from future lawsuits regarding its P320 9mm handgun. Yes, and this also comes at a time where in New Hampshire they are trying to lobby to get them protected from all litigation against their design of the P320. Them specifically.
How is it not criminal?
Yeah, that's a strange one to me. Like we're living in a what do you call it? A technocracy, or it's the one where it's a company run. Corp whatever it is, but it's where a corporation can actually just lobby the government to be like, hey, can you guys not sue us anymore? Can you make it so regular people can't sue us? Like if our gun goes off or they get hurt. A Cambridge police officer and his legal team convinced a federal jury that the SIG P320 was defectively designed and caused him injury when it unintentionally discharged while on duty, but he won't receive the damages he sought in the case. Now, this is a very interesting case because the jury sided with him that the P320 was defectively designed. However, Jacques Desarrois won't receive any actual compensatory, and punitive damages after the jury sided with SIG that the officer voluntarily and, excuse me, this is a great line, voluntarily and unreasonably used the P320, knowing that it was defective and dangerous.
What's the context of which he used it? What do they mean by that?
Well, that's the thing. SIG says, listen, bro, you knew it was dangerous. You knew it was defective. That's SIG's argument. Is like, Your Honor, we don't owe him a dime. He knew it was dangerous and used it anyways.
This is listen, SIG. You keep calling us SIG. What you mean is IWI. Look, you knew. I should probably stop before I get you me and you zucked. Holy shit. Good work, Mr. Ron Cohen. You're doing great work.
Yeah, so just to be clear. So the jury sided with SIG that the officer voluntarily and unreasonably used the P320 knowing that it was defective and dangerous, according to the verdict. So everybody agrees apparently that it's a defective design. But that, hey, you knew that, bro. Dude, that's like, I don't know, getting in a car that's like, I don't know, reasonably unsafe and it like blows up and you're like, bro, you knew it was unsafe when you got in.
You knew like your car starts like you can't brake and you're like you get into an accident and you're blamed for the accident. Like you should have known that you couldn't stop yourself from accelerating. That's how it sounds to me. Holy shit.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Victim blaming intensifies. True. All right. So the lawyers say, while we are disappointed that he won't be getting any compensatory damages, we are happy that a jury, now for the third straight time, has found the P320 is defectively designed and those defects caused Officer Desrosier's injury. Said attorney Robert W. Zimmerman of Salt Mangalutsi Bedensky, which represents hundreds of injured SIG gun owners. Now, Mr. Zimmerman, Austin, if you're not familiar, if you're not familiar, they're also the same ones that are representing the 3 wrongful death suits against SIG currently. So they just won this case, and they're also representing the airmen that died.
Oh, wow.
It's the same. It's the same lawyer, and it's the same legal firm, Mr. Zimmerman. So, and he has a successful, at this point, a track record of beating SIG in these cases. So,
yeah, this is like, yeah, somebody just said it. This reminds me a lot of the Ford Pinto kind of thing. It's a perfect, perfect example.
Wasn't that the one that actually would just randomly spontaneously combust?
Yeah, and they basically, the way that Ford looked at it is, instead of recalling it, they figured the amount of deaths and how much it would actually cost to pay that off or deal with it. And they just said, well, hell, it would probably cost us less to just have people die and just fight out in court versus recalling the entire product line. That's the Pinto deal.
Well, isn't that a line from Fight Club? It's like, when recall is X dollars, but lawsuits and litigation is X minus anything, basically, they won't do a recall. It's not until that number gets big enough that it's like, okay, now it's actually worth it. There's a real formula for it, right? Yeah. All right. Let me keep reading here. So, so Mr. Zimmerman, who represents another 100 SIG gun owners, and I believe he's representing all 3 of the wrongful death lawsuits as well. The law firm is calling for the weapon to be recalled or redesigned. That would mean that they would have to admit it was problematic, so they probably won't do that. So, Newington-based SIG posted a lengthy statement titled P320 Information on its website about news reports involving law enforcement and the military. The P320 cannot, under any circumstances, discharge without the trigger first being moved to the rear. This has been verified through exhaustive testing by SIG Sauer engineers, the U.S. military, several major federal and state law enforcement agencies, and independent laboratories. Now, this line here, Austin, this is true. So have you seen the new testing that's come out by several individuals where a half or even a quarter trigger press is all that's required to disable all of the internal safeties on the SIG?
Yes, I have seen it.
Well, actually, let me see if it's still up on my story, because I uploaded one as well. Good day ago. Is it still here? It is not here. Damn it. But essentially, there was another one where, just by moving the slide itself back and forth, like as it's supposed to, semi-automatic handgun, with the trigger like 0.5 millimeter pressed, right, gets the striker to fall. And it's different on each P320 because LFD pointed this out to me. Every year, SIG Sauer has changed the trigger bar and geometry on the P320. So on some years, it takes more travel, and on some years, it takes less travel. And on certain years, they changed it multiple times within that year. So you can get P320s from 3 different years, and you will have 3 different trigger bars that will have 3 different safety defeating locations.
Aren't some of them mixed too? Like they would just throw some of them together?
Well, so that's another theory too, is that because they're quote unquote modular, by the time some random person in 2023 picks up a used P320 or whatnot, like who knows what's actually inside of it, or at the factory, are they mixing and matching parts that come in that are essentially the exact same look? At one point, it was theorized that the takedown safeties, which are also a plausible cause of it, were differentiated. But then they decided to machine them and paint them the exact same color, because it used to be one was silver, one was black. But then after a while, they just both became black, so they're impossible to tell apart, which is genius. Another a great move by SIG.
I mean, how much of this is just also abysmal, like not just quality control, but like giving QC like some kind of chance. Like this just sounds insane.
Well, so that's the thing is for me, it's multifactorial. It's not just that I think the design is less safe than other designs, right? I think that's just pretty standard. I think it's less safe. And then you filter in the bad parts, the bad QC, the possible bad assembly, and then you throw in modularity of different slides and frames. Like you've seen like how much gap can be between the slide and frame on certain models, where you're like bouncing it up and down on the rails, and it's like it should not have this much play in there. And because of that, with reduced sear contact, I mean, just the way that the striker safety is designed, rather than being a plunger, a solid piece of steel, it's like this tiny bent stamped piece with a tiny little spring that has been missing or broken on certain P320s in military service, which is always fun.
Well, I think at this point, I was reading his comment a minute ago, but I mean, like with the airmen, right? I mean, I was reading some unconfirmed, or I should not reading, but like I'm citing right now an unconfirmed report that the airman had went to the bathroom and he's a desk sergeant, so he threw his P320 with the manual safety engaged, all that on the table. And it went like it like went off after he got out of the bathroom, is what I'm hearing now.
Wait, could you start me at the beginning there? So
and this is unconfirmed. Okay, this is coming from another YouTuber in the know. I can link it to you on Discord if you want, but basically, airman, he works at the PMO or something like the Air Force equivalent, right? He's going to the bathroom. And if you've ever worn a duty belt with your Safariland holster and all that, you know, sometimes you pull off your holster, whatever. Apparently, again, this is unconfirmed, but he threw the holster on the table, not threw, but placed it with the manual safety on. Just so happened to be pointed towards the bathroom. He went to the bathroom, came out, and just shot him in the chest. That was an unconfirmed thing that was on video. Not the incident, but the guy talking about it, who's in that, you know, grapevine of the industry. And I was listening to that the other night, and I'm like, holy shit, could you imagine, dude, with the manual safety on, all of it?
That would be wild. Well, because I mean, that was what people were thinking too, is that something bad had to have happened for them to immediately try to basically take it out of service, right? For those guys. So that to me is wild. If it was sitting there stationary after being dropped, but any gun should be able to be dropped or thrown without going off. Literally any modern gun on a duty gun, I should say. Okay, some competition guns are not drop safe, whatever. But just sitting there, static, safety on, and then randomly goes off a minute later, 2 minutes later, and happens to be pointed at the guy as he's coming out of the bathroom.
Well, and then I've also been seeing some nuts shit. And again, this is all unconfirmed. Anybody could be making this up. But I do look into who's saying these things. And it's like, why would, you know, I'm disregard that. All I'm saying is there's some things said about the SIG reps or the sales guys. And some of them are going into apparently gun shops talking about the situation, like the sales guys to... you know, people they usually do business with, and they're making claims, some of them allegedly, that are along the lines of, oh, well, it's rumored that the airman killed himself and this and that. Like they're just overtly saying like, oh, he slew or slide or whatever.
Well, that's what I've not from SIG reps specifically, but well, kind of coming out of the military side of things, where the guys that are part of the investigation are saying basically like, oh, there was horseplay involved. There was somebody else, and they were like wrestling or fighting over the gun or something like that was going on. So that's what I've heard to kind of discredit the man's death.
I think that's insane. There was a guy I was reading his and this was on my like personal Facebook account, so this is like not, me online or anything, but I was like reading his take, and he's like a shop owner, and he's giving this long, like equivalent to a twit longer about how he wanted to kick the shit out of this SIG rep's ass because he kept like basically saying, no, he was doing this, probably. It's unconfirmed, but rumor has it. Don't please buy our stuff, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Well, did you also see that SIG is suing the Washington State Department for dropping the P320?
Yeah.
That's not a way to make yourself look good. Like, that's not an endearing thing to do. Oh, you want to drop the P320? Well, how about you pick up this lawsuit, bro?
I don't understand. The only thing that they've done marketing wise, I say marketing, but the entire time, like PR wise, has been, hey, we're going to work with the military to get to the bottom of this or whatever. That has been the only, like, you could conceive it in a positive light that they've done since they've started. Hey, Bucky, how's my little guy?
Oh, pretty good.
He's going by. I love that patch, bro.
What a big topic. SIG killing both people and their associates also obliterating genitals without consent. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Mark's calling you out. Mark's calling you out, Vintage. He says for 5, says Vintage saying all this like he didn't make a video a year or two ago saying that the M17 was one of his favorite pistols. Once a SIGA.
He's 100% right. So I carried an M17 in the Army, and I did have rose tinted glasses about it a little bit back then, and then I stopped because you can start learning things, and you could be like, wow, I'm a fucking retard, So it was the same thing. There's guns that I used to like back in the day, and I'm like, oh yeah, actually no, these aren't really that great. And you gain taste, you gain knowledge. But I did say that I enjoyed the M17, but that's more so because I had to carry it. So, and
that's a real thing.
Talking about the M17 years ago, also.
It doesn't help that the M9s are in inventory at the time are beat to shit, and the magazines are clapped out and broken.
Well, the M9 had always been really fucking good, and I never understood why soldiers didn't like it, and then I started doing the armory portion of it, and I realized, all the magazines are from like not Metgar or Beretta half the time, and they're stored in Home Depot paint buckets. And then we're surprised when after they're used as tent stake hammers that sometimes they'll have an issue. And even then, compared to the M17, those issues were kind of way fewer and far between. So, yeah, I mean, whenever you get something new in the Army, because I carried the M9 for like years before the M17 came out, and just getting something new, you're like, fuck yeah, dude, this is cool. And then, hindsight 2020.
Well, or if you're, I've said this before, but my dad still has rose-tinted glasses about the M14 because when he was a Marine in 1968, that's what they had. And he was like, best rifle of all time. Nothing was better. Shouldn't have switched to the M16. That's my dad.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever been in any like police force or in like any branch of the military, you get yourself a beat to shit M4 or a sidearm or so, then you go and buy like a Colt Air 15A4 brand new or a brand new
or an X or whatever it happens to be. And you're
whatever.
Like, oh, this is the best. This is the best. Yeah. Well, speaking of obliterating balls or something like that. All right. So according to the complaint, I should say this. So Bedensky said the Cambridge, Massachusetts Police Department has had 4 unintended discharges after the department switched to the P320. According to the complaint, Desrossiers had his department issued P320, secured to his belt when it unintentionally discharged while walking towards the police station in October 2019. At no time did Officer Desrossiers touch the trigger, and at no other item touched the trigger when the gun discharged, the complaint reads. The bullet impacted Desrossiers' scrotum, left inner thigh, and exited his right knee, causing devastating injury.
Wasn't there a chick who had her femur shattered?
I mean, there's been 3 people who have died from it. So, but yeah, no, the leg injuries are not cool. But no, so this is funny because according to the complaint, he had it secured to his belt. I imagine in a holster. It just says secured to his belt. So, what are they claiming was voluntary and unreasonably used with the P320 while knowing that it was defective and dangerous?
Like, was the default sidearm a Glock, and then he opted to carry a P320 as part of his job, or what?
Well, I mean, they adopted the P320. So, and then it says the department no longer uses the P320 after this. So Houston, Texas police officer Richard Fernandez was also filed a lawsuit after reporting his P320 went off by itself and shot him on January 20th. The gun was holstered and he did not touch it, according to the suit. The lawsuit comes days after the U.S. Air Force Security Forces airman was killed in Wyoming while wearing his SIG Sauer M18 pistol, the military version of the P320. But again, we're not sure of all the details there quite yet. In March, a group of 22 plaintiffs filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court in Concord over the design of the pistol. Badensky says the injuries to Desrosiers should never have happened. The Cambridge Police Department, like many other law enforcement agencies nationwide, made the responsible decision to abandon the P320 and has purchased other, safer alternative pistols for its officers, a statement reads.
How much smoke do you need to prove maybe there's a fire? I don't. The copium about the SIG as of late has been so. At first, it was funny. Like I made a video on Yankee Marshall being a gay Southern gentleman about it, but now it's turned into something where it's like I used to think like being personally, emotionally invested in a brand was kind of a meme a little bit, like surely nobody is really that nuts about it. But the last couple days, that's true. It's the thing. People get real mad about it.
Speaking of Yankee Marshall, so he was on with Randy. That went super sideways. But then he went on with Wyoming Gun Project, the guy who got his P320 to go off with the minimal trigger press.
Yeah.
And in that case, he was just made to look like an absolute buffoon because he had no idea what he was talking about compared to Wyoming Gun Project, who actually understood how the P320 worked.
He's in the chat right now. Yeah. I knew that Yankee was going to bring him on to that and just be like no offense, Wyoming Gun Project, but when you're doing a live stream with somebody with 300, even he doesn't know how irrelevant he is or relevant he is. But in my opinion, I think Yankee was going to bring him on kind of just to get him in a gotcha a bunch of times and not let him speak. And it ended up he ended up backtracking twice or backpedaling twice. But like him acting like he didn't know what a primer was or, doing the test live fire. And he's like, listen here. I know. Listen, look. I think he edited that in. I want to check how he edited that. And he live round, right by his face, dude. Like that was a video. If you have a like to dislike ratio thing enabled, you need to go to Yankee Marshall's channel and check out that video because it is
the gun influencer doesn't know how to unholster and shoot a firearm, nor does he know what a inertia bullet puller is.
Dude's a fucking queen. He's a sassy queen, and I hate it. I don't like it.
I'm gonna say you ever seen the videos uploaded by the guy who had a SIG P320 and a Glock and a CNC machine, but the device to fix both pistols on are incredibly sloppy and very, very, very far past the tolerances of a precise CNC machine. It's like, the Glock, when you pull the trigger all the way to the rear, it just charges. And no shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw that into a video probably pretty soon. You're talking about the Glock where he defeats the trigger safety. So where the trigger blade pre-travel versus post, past after the trigger safety,
and the trigger's already pinned to the rear, and then the pistol just slides. The whole pistol slides around while he's trying to articulate the slide.
Yeah, that one was kind of funny because his first video wasn't offensive or anything. It was the second one where he's like, "Well, Glocks do it too," And then there's another guy on Twitter who's like, Glocks do it too, and they don't see how it's like the fucking opposite. They keep trying to use this Redditor talk to make the obvious not appear obvious. I can't stand that shit.
If I take a 1911 and then pull the trigger all the way to the rear, a hammer fired gun, the hammer will fall down.
Correct. Well, that's the thing. Are all of the internal safeties defeated at the back of the stroke or at the tip? Right. That's
you ever
the
seen
difference.
You ever seen that Walther P99 commercial where the representation in the advertisement literally throws a pistol out of a helicopter and the gun doesn't go off?
No, but that sounds like a video I want on my phone.
No, I'll find it. You can watch it.
You can send that to me because it's funny. And no, Jake brings up a good point too in the chat. That channel was brand fucking new. Like the one that posted that Glock versus SIG test was brand new. I mean, that's a little weird. That's a little strange. It's a little nutsy. Like he's all of a sudden wanted to follow his aspirations to be a gun guy on YouTube, just to help SIG out.
Well, I mean, okay, so the debate we had with SIG's greatest defender, right, Vintage, where that drunk and high guy came on and rambled for like an hour or so. Guy? Yeah, Bongwater guy. Anyways, no, so he's been posting in Facebook groups about how he beat me and Dank and Protraband in a debate, and how after SIG sues Protraband, that's when he's going to come on again and debate us again. That's how delusionally confident this man is. I don't know what world he's currently living in if he believes that Protraband's going to get sued for going over public documents about.
Wait, is that the guy who I saw like a screenshot of on Facebook being like, I'm waiting for the Protraband lawsuit?
Yes, and then he's going to come back on.
Bring him on. I want to talk to him.
I want him on again. He was very friendly.
He was very friendly.
Yeah, and just absolutely delusional. Wonderful individual.
It's great content.
No, yeah, it's perfect. Well, there is the countercultural guys. Let me see. Madden Williams for 5 says, have you seen Ivan Prince Gunn's critique on the recent video on Wyoming's P320 demo video? Thoughts? Ivan Prince Gunn's Navi Go Boom.
It's the same thing as the Glock video.
Well, I mean, my opinion is that these are like libertarian hipster flaggots, for lack of a better term, who love being contrarian. And they know enough to be really intelligent, and they are really intelligent, but they just love to go after like stuff like this. This is their bread and butter. They get off on this kind of thing. So they're as impartial as Phil Strader is. Right.
Like, read that thread in that video he posted. Like it's not one-sided on his side. Like it's back and forth. I've seen that thread on that video, and I think that he is trying to be contrarian for the sake of being contrarian, because it's the same. It's obvious to people what he's doing. It's like, well, okay, I'm going to do this test, but like obviously not even remotely the same or for the same reasons. And if your entire point is, well, the test is silly, it's still it's still failing to understand that the test is entirely different than what you're demonstrating to make that point. I think it's fucking gay and stupid. You can disagree with it, but being like, oh yeah, I defeated trigger safety and I jiggled the slide for the last 0.1 millimeters worth of pressure required is the same is ridiculous.
Well, right, and that's where I think SIG is going to lose a lot, is because there is no trigger safety on the P320, and so it's like obvious that juries have already sided against them, that it is a defective design.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, there is one P320 trigger that does have a safety on it, and that is the Agency Arms trigger shoe. Actually comes with a blade style safety like a Glock on it. So I mean, if you're that worried about it and you have to keep shooting your P320 for some reason, like that's one thing that might help one of the issues at least. David for 5 says, from that case, it's been said he was waistband carrying, no holster, which is why SIG won question 5 on the jury slip. So he had just the gun tucked into his belt and it went off. Well, listen, I would never carry a hot firearm in just tucked into my pants if I was doing any sort of real movement. But still, it is funny that they got it. They beat the jury, and that is one thing about jury trials. That man, you can convince 12 retards of just about anything, win or lose.
True.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. All right, Richard, how's your night going, man?
Speaking of 12 retards.
Well, there's only 4 here right now.
Yeah, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah, quite well.
You guys missed it. You guys missed the Phil Strader moment that we went over. Did you guys hear that part of it, Richard?
You explain that to him. I'll be right back. I got a dog chewing the bed up right now.
Well, yeah, don't lose your dog watching job, man. So Phil Strader, the SIG Sauer Defender Extraordinaire. He is the executive of public relations, I want to say, with SIG Sauer. Well, SIG Sauer also has a semi-incestuous relationship with USPSA, right?
Yes.
And so Phil Strader is the Mac Defender.
Oh, yes.
And he, well, in 2014-15 timeframe, allegedly he drugged and raped a USPSA board member. And this was allegedly reported to another board member, and the texts between them were shown. And then this is part of a lawsuit between USPSA and someone else that names Phil Strader as the sexual assaulter. Now, again, keep in mind that this is all hearsay and, nothing has been proven one way or the other. Would you guys like me to read this out for you, for those of you who haven't been here when that was read out earlier?
Yeah, quick run over.
Well, I mean, that is essentially it. So Phil Strader was the assailant. They were at a board meeting in Las Vegas. They started drinking. She apparently blacked out, woke up underneath or at the bottom of his bed, basically, and he started yelling at her, threw clothes at her because they had a meeting to go to. She had bruises and marks and clothes ripped and the usual sign she couldn't sit down, that sort of thing. And he texted her like, "I hope that wasn't me that did that to your butt," with a devil emoticon. Just kind of creepy, weird stuff. And again, he's the defendant in this case, this lawsuit between them and USPSA, because of course SIG is related to or sponsors USPSA and all that other wacky stuff. So that's the quick rundown on that if you missed that.
Interesting. I did. I have been extremely busy. So
well, SIG doesn't sponsor USPSA. I mean, they sponsor, maybe not USPSA, maybe that's the wrong way to put it. They do sponsor a lot of the major matches and Practice Corps. That's what Practice Corps. Yes, that's the one. Which also, it's like, does that ship there where they have to pay them for certain things? So there's a financial relationship there for sure. Yeah, if you weren't here for that earlier, we did go through it in much more detail. So sorry for that.
I will definitely be going back and
just clip that out
of that.
You can clip Vintage's reaction to that whole story being read out verbatim. So Ezekiel Herrera for 5 says, just got home from a 13-hour workday. Very nice. Thanks for the good content to wind down to. God bless. Well, hey, God bless you too, sir. You have a good night, man. That's a long workday. Moonman for 2 says, Germany is trying to be America we have at home. I prefer the real Germany. Thank you for that, Moonman. Central Sands Defense for 2 says PID in World War III is going to be really funny. Yeah, everybody's just wearing the different flavor of multicam, which is why Bucky has so wisely put up his identification patch of his the best squad on the internet.
You gotta also get yourself brightly colored duct tape and wrap it around your helmet and your shoulders and also your ankles.
Oh, Richard, I think Moon Man wants you to be Tito again. Moonman Pretend says, blue on blue, you think Fritz is Ivan, but Ivan is actually the next grid square and thinks you're also Ivan. So now you have become Ivan through multicam osmosis. Yeah, I mean that's the future of warfare is multicam mud, but it won't matter because to thermal you're all white and black, baby.
Did you guys happen to cover the fact that the Flectarn's getting retired?
Bro, we literally opened on that, my friend. We
that is so
opened on
sad.
it.
So
Flectarn's
sad.
gone, man. We'll be outside. No one you know for 5 says, good evening, my favorite Semites. And then there's Vintage. Good evening, sir. Thank you, no one you know of. Chud McGill for 2 says, SIG employees are having segs. Chud's taking L's right now.
Oh,
wait, you're having sex?
You know what I forgot to mention when I was in the gun shop today, like the local gun shop.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 3 people talking about the whole SIG thing, like within earshot, and they were talking about like, what if it's in a center console and I jostle the car? Like that's the conversations happening right now.
It has passed the blood-brain barrier. When VTubers started talking about it, when Moist Critical made his video on it, like it's out there. For instance, the last 3 stores that I've been into, it just comes up. I was at a funeral today, right? Lots of older relatives, whatnot, and somebody mentions the P320. Everybody laughs. And these are like older gentlemen, right? These aren't people that are terminally online. These are just normal folks like, no. You know, somebody mentions a 320 or something like that. So it's out there in the wild. The damage to SIG is irreparable at this point.
That's when you ever encountered anyone who has sunk so much money into the platform, like got themselves a like an X5 Legion or whatever, or got themselves like the Flux 320 kit or anything like that.
Oh,
sunk so much money into it, and they're like at a loss on what to say or react.
Well, I know that Reno May. I like Reno. Reno was a big, I don't want to say defender early on, but he was like, I don't know if this is a real issue. I haven't seen compelling evidence. I like the P320, and he was a guy who did a lot of mods and had invested into it. Obviously, it's a California gun, so he can actually own it. But as more and more stuff came out, he just, upon the preponderance of evidence, changed his opinion, which is the reason why I respect Reno.
Well, I think the other issue with that too, it's kind of a similar thing as to why I liked the M17 at a point. Is it was different, and California has that roster too. And SIG, was one of the first companies recently to like throw the M18 and some of those pistols on the roster and everything else. And all Reno did was like the X5 or whatever.
I think
that was it.
He
just enjoyed shooting that gun. But Reno is a pretty pragmatic guy from my interactions with him, and I don't think that he would ever be somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going because I like this gun. I'm just gonna keep being about it. Like he's not that kind of guy. I don't think.
Well, I think that's super gay and lame. If you're like, no, bro, I am gonna defend this product, like any product. I don't care what it is. Like, don't do that. That's lame.
I think it's to Californians, it was like one of the first new things that they could just go get.
Yeah.
And, you're going to have a more favorable opinion on something off rip if you haven't been able to get it. Now you have it versus, if you've always been able to get it kind of thing. I'll go turn the lights on.
Like anecdotally, I have a friend who bought a bunch of SIG products. So he has like 3 MCXs, has a P320 and 365 Flux, and he's trying to like get rid of the MCX uppers, get himself just Air 15 uppers to replace them, and also trying to figure out what to do with the 320 Flux, and might just eat up the cost, the lost in value trying to get rid of it.
Well, I had a guy reach out to me and asking if I wanted a 716, and I'm like, I kind of like the 716 in its idea, in the concept, in the price point, but then it's like, well, do I want to give you X dollars for a SIG at this point? Probably not. Oh, Richard, when you get a second, could you check the Rumble chat? Because somebody, I don't have that pulled up right now because I'm on my laptop.
Super chat.
We'll get to it in just a second. Mark for 2 says, IWI sent Sotar 5 rifles. APAC got my boy. Well, I mean, we'll see how they do, I suppose. Now, the thing, like, again, this is another area where it's like I don't personally support IWI, but I've heard good things about their rifles. Vintage Welfare for 5 says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Talking about the Jonkler, I see." Yeah, Richard, that is another good segment as well. We talked about GBRS group absolutely slinging that thing or slonging that thing for Palmetto State Armory in what is just an obvious paid positive post. Thank you for that, Mr. Welfare. No one you know it for 2 says, "Vintage, please ask me if I want to be fisted." Bro, with you don't even need to be asked.
Have you ever been feasted by an African king? It'll be me.
God damn it.
The trench, goddamn it, to me is what sells it at this point.
Thank you for that. No one you know.
Hey, look, you want look, the P320. You want to be fisted by one of SIG's top guys? You want to be fisted by the Yankee Marshal? That's what you need to be asking yourself right now.
Bro, I'm clipping that. That was 120, 30 seconds in. That
John,
is a new sounder.
Your mic switched.
Yep. Streamlabs got you again. They got you again. I will cover the Rumble super chat. You go fix your stuff.
Why did it?
Right.
Why did it?
I have no idea.
I switched my mic. I apologize. Moonman for 5 says, "Vintage, where should I buy replacement P38 grips? Thanks, fellow Black Queen."
Depends what kind of grips you want. If you just want P1 grips, those are pretty easy to get. And they're pretty similar to if you're looking for like it depends on what P38 you have, but if you're looking for like wartime grips, good luck. Try eBay. If you're looking for P1 post-war P38 grips, try Apex or one of those websites. You could probably find also those on eBay too. But you're not going to find wartime grips like that easy, but you can find lookalikes probably on eBay the easiest.
You can also probably check Numeric.
Numerich or Apex might have them in stock for the P1, P38.
Possibly Sarco.
Sarco as well.
What's funny is one of the guys at the get together today was also talking about a P38 he just bought. So, Moonman for 5 says, "Stop putting Boomer Coomer stuff in ads. Put anime girls and slurs to get us hip young kids." I am 33 to buy it. Yes, anime and slurs. That is the way of the future. That is the future.
Have you considered the Ruger Hard R line?
They should bring that back.
Real. But put it as an Anderson now because Anderson got bought up. Chud McGill for 2 says, "Incredible gassy." I think you're outbid by Tito at the moment, Mr. Chud, but we appreciate the 2. Gabriel Baker for 2 says, "Who's up stroking they piston right now?" I find long stroke piston to be offensive considering I'm a short stroke piston fan myself. So
who up short stroking they piston right now?
I'm straight up
stroking they piston right
I'm more of a retarded blowback guy myself.
Retarded blowback. Yeah, I'm straight up lubing my piston right now. Randy reviews it for 5 says, "You need some Alstrom intro music, and do you still hate the Holosun 503R?" No, it was the 515 GM that I didn't like. The 503R is fine, as far as I'm aware. But the 515 GM had really terrible glare. Like, terrible glare. Thank you, Randy reviews it for the 5. Logan Sucks at Shooting member for 8 months says, "You have us as family now. Aw, I've replaced my real family with a parasocial relationship of online internet trolls. Somehow an upgrade." But thank you. Thanks, Logan. Well, we're gonna be together next month. Yes, Section 3 championships are next month, and me, Logan, Lance, Spencer, a few of the guys are going to be at Area 3, boarding it up together like bros. It's not a gaycation. Totally not.
They
a
didn't
gaycation.
invite me.
You want to go to Area 3 championships?
No, I'll be
Vintage?
in Maine.
Oh, man. Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did. I was just fucking.
Northwind 027 for 2 says, "Bro, what is the intro song called? Keep it." It is actually a song by Minnie Milk, who's a girl that I have a lifetime license to all of her music. It is Simple Dreams, but that is a remix of that song by a Machine. So I played the original and that. They're both good.
What's
can check it
what's the one Captain Kid one that you had in?
Oh, I love the Captain Kid one, dude. It is just a machine remix of Captain Kid, and I pay for a license for this AI program that you can remix it to any genre. You can tune it, mix it, and do all the wacky things to it to kind of get it to sound like you want to.
That song kind of fucked hard, man.
It does. I have it right now. I'll put it up. Thank you for that, Northwind. Joshua 5 says, is that rain the white monster flavor? That white flavor is so powerful. The ultra whites are so powerful. Yeah, white power, my friend. White haze. You know, this bottle of rain has great genes. Great genes. For some reason, the whites are my favorite. Thank you for the 5, Josh. Heathen from Texas, new member. Hey, thank you, Heathen from Texas. Appreciate that. Good story. I also saw you joined on Subscribestar as well during this stream. So thank you for that. That's very generous of you. So member and Subscribestar. You should definitely join the Discord where you get access to the VIP areas away from the tards in general. Logan sucks at shooting for 5 says, I have more say than these plebs, which is true. Sea shanties are based and here to stay. Actually, I think Logan's a mod, so he would just be deleting all of the other comments that are like, no, sea shanties are gay, and it's just removed by Logan.
No, sea shanties are sick, dude. You're right, Logan.
We're bringing him back. We're bringing him back, boys. Moonman for 5 says, what kind of person who wears this stuff is someone who cries? the kind of person who wears this stuff is someone who cries and pees a little when shot at. Would you stop messaging me during the stream, please? Now I got to pull down my Instagram. Stop it. I didn't see what he said, so I don't know if it was bad or not. Thanks for that, Moonman. I think he's referring to these the Savage Silkies. Do you guys want a pair of Savage Silkies?
Oh, the Savage Silkies.
Yeah, Bucky. Do you since you're over there at your factory facility, do you think you could pick me up some from the source?
Do you like do you like a PLA Type 7?
Yes, my favorite.
Could you also tell him to stop removing the watermarks from my memes like a weirdo? It's okay. I don't care.
They're
Stop that.
The Club Savage, and you could enter Club Savage to save money on your monthly Savage order. You're a total savage.
I'm actually just kidding, by the way. I really don't care. You can remove my watermark. I'm just being a diva. I'm being Yankee Marshall now about this.
I got a question. So is this like, what is the targeted demographic for this sort of product? Is it the type of people who have like a midlife crisis, 40s, 50s?
Do you know people in their late 20s, early 30s that skateboard?
It is this guy right here.
Or vet bros in the same age demographic.
It is. Hey, are you a man with degenerate tattoos and multiple families? You will probably love this stuff. Do you just wear stuff to the skate park to flex on tours? You would love this stuff.
Oh, got to do your ops at the nearby In-N-Out.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're gonna go model our underwear at the beach. This isn't gay though, right? No. Totally not gay. Totally not gay.
What if they diversify and get like a better way 2A to like show off these products for tactical girlfriend?
Yeah. Ugh. Gross. Nick for 5.
Got to widen your audience and consumer base.
Aw, puppy. Oh, he looks like a good boy. Yeah, he looks like a good old boy. Aw.
Say hi. Say hi, Maple.
Bro.
Say hi.
Who's Maple?
She's a crackhead puppy. Hi.
Oh, a puppy,
She was
really?
tearing up her bed the entire stream, and that's why I kept going over there. It's like foam all over the floor right now.
Nick for 5 says boats are gay, sea shanties are gay. Alfred Thayer Mahan was gay. Counterpoints. Understandable. Thank you, Nick, for the 5. Todd and Dogs for 2 says no pants, no underwear, but where is Trench? Trench is around. I know he has a proclivity for certain affairs.
I like to wear one around my neck because I'm gay.
Okay, question. Did that change my mic? Is that the standard mic? Okay, so it's the normal mic.
Fine.
All right. I don't know. That's what I clicked last time, and then it changed it. Thank you, Todd and Dogs, for the 2. Chud for 2 says SIG employees essay women all the time, but when true. Listen, Phil Strader can drug women in his room, but when I do it, suddenly it's a problem. That's funny. Thank you, Chud, for the 2. Chud for 2 says nasal company and grapes. Yeah, this adds up perfectly. Many such cases in corporate America. Listen, I mean, I don't know if Vintage or Bucky have an opinion on this, but women in corporate America or in the military kind of just end up being used.
It's
for
daycare.
other.
Wait
For
until you see cops.
Well, that too, dude.
That's
Taser,
violent
taser.
daycare.
Violence daycare, dude. No, that's the randomizer. It's like getting into an altercation with a female cop. Is it like, are you going to get away scot-free because she's incompetent?
Hey, did you step
Are you
on a
going
crack
to-
and break your mother's back? Well, it looks like you're getting shot.
Yeah, it's like that's the other one. It's like, are you? Is
hope I have
she
my
going to be
3A vest
incompetent?
on.
Kill you?
She
Tase
thought
you?
she was trying to tase you.
Mm.
Oopsie.
Oopsie, or
You're in hell
my
now.
oh, ouch! Damn. My favorite one is where
Either-
the lady sees her reflection in the mirror while clearing the house, and then shoots the mirror. You've seen that, right?
Either I'd win the ghetto lottery, or I have a 124 grain spear gold dot slug flying through my heart.
Yeah. Vandalay for 5 says, I don't always believe all women, but I make it a policy to never believe any employee or representative of Sig Sauer. It cancels out, right? It's like, well, I don't believe women, but I also don't believe Sig. So,
So is the cross cultural sharing between the New Hampshire branch and the Indian branch like related, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, technically, public relations. That's just private relations. I suppose maybe he's an executive of that as well. Sheepherder for 5 says, so the SIG exec tried to shake awake this chick. Calm down, bro. She's not a P320.
That's terrible.
Yikes. Thank you for the 5. Gabriel Baker for 2 says, Your Honor, this man knew our gun was retarded. That's a strange defense, but I'll take it. Thank you for the 2.
The ammo department needs to adopt and license the radically invasive projectile.
My fellow thighs, we must accept these foreign projectiles into our legs. Without them, we can't win any lawsuits against Sig Sauer.
Oh yeah. Also, this kind of reminds me of like, oh, I'm Team Chevy. Oh, I'm Team Ford. Except the Ford user has a Pinto.
Speaking of Brian Isaacs for 2 says Ford Pinto. Cough, cough. Yeah. Know what you know for 5 says, if morale doesn't improve, Officer Higgers will be called to the scene. Well, listen, we all know the Honorable Constable Officer Nate Higgers is always on scene. Thank you for that. Subarctic Cycle for 5 says, dumb, intricate / delicate design plus shady company cutting corners equals, ow, my balls.
Testicular torsion!
You mean ball, as in singular. One ball. Thank you for that. Moonman for 5 says, I bet you 5 shekels I could huck a Luger across the room and it not go off. Any number of my schizo antiques would not just go off. Yeah, I mean, the idea of setting down a firearm in any condition and it just going off on its own is wild. So if what Vintage said is true, if that's actually comes out as what happened, just the worst possible way to go, to be randomly executed by your own handgun.
I really hope that's not true. I hope it's a lot less like a like American Pie style death. Because if that were me, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but like I go take a shit, I come out and I get shot in the chest by a gun with the safety on. I mean, that's insulting. I think it's sort of insulting.
Not to mention the guy was 21 years old.
That's a young man.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
joining the
discharges and
service,
commercials,
probably whether it's altruistic or not, to serve your
Look,
country.
he wanted his Mustang or his
or no, he wanted his Charger.
Oh, that's right. He wanted his Charger.
His
That's
Charger,
true.
yeah.
That's what he wanted.
Hey, check out the vintage Ivor Johnson commercials that are made like 125 years ago.
I thought you
Just
meant
Google
our vintage, and I was like, vintage did an Ivor Johnson?
No, it's like literally like
What?
handguns in front of children and hitting the back of the hand.
Oh,
the handgun with
yeah.
a hammer. Like if Ivor Johnson's able to beat SIG like 125 years ago, then they're absolutely cooked.
Chad McGill for 5 says maybe all of this nasal plot. We gotta stop those nasal guys, bro. Maybe this is all a nasal plot to force transitions on the public. Another Ronberg Cohenstein classic. Interesting. This is forced transition. Independent Arms becomes a new member. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night, sir. Moonman for 5 says, "Oh, look, it's Richard. You know what to do, Richard. Do it now."
I did it.
You did it. Yeah, I was proud. I saw that come in, and I was going to make sure that he did that when you showed up. Vintage. Do you want to get redrafted into the military for World War III?
I don't think they could bring me back at this point. I don't know.
Yeah,
If I go, I go. Fuck it.
I don't know how any of that works, but I just know it's going to be fake and gay. Whatever happens, it'll be fake and gay. But no, this is just more silly things. So Rosler posted, Donald Trump has declared that that the United States is fully prepared to engage in a nuclear war with Russia, emphasizing the nation's readiness for any potential conflict.
Look, if we're getting involved in any nuclear war, I'm not getting dude. I'm going to be, you know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be in the mountains of Arizona. I'm going to be like kicking it with skinwalkers, and you will not find me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange thing, because if you're telling me that I have to go die in the Middle East or Eastern Europe for some place that I've never been to and can't point to a map, I'm going to die there, or am I going to die in a shootout with my family? It's like, well, maybe I'll just die in a shootout with my family.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Check your Discord.
Fell for it
again.
again.
I think this is relevant for today's
Oh,
stream.
did you? Let me grab it.
The gold coin diving into the war.
Ooh, that's
so
good.
Funny. Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, I fell for it again. Award. Congratulations. Yeah, let me. I'll pull up a couple of these. I've never seen these before. This is very cool. How do you just have these off the top of your head, Bucky? That's my question. Something's wrong with you.
My aunt had like one of those revolvers. I was trying to figure out how to find a spare parts or fix it because it was broken.
Mm-hmm.
But I came across these ads. They're funny.
I mean, they're great. Hammer the Hammer, Ivor Johnson's safety automatic revolver in Texas isn't the only place where you'll need a revolver when you need it at all. But it shouldn't shoot until you really want it to. That's so funny. Ivor Johnson. Don't they make like soaps now?
I don't know. They've re-released Filipino 1911s.
And they make
really?
the horrible, horrible shotgun that I ended up with.
I think get like a 1911 carbine with a 16-inch barrel and like a stock, like one of those old high powers.
Bro, a hammerless revolver for $7. That's amazing. Makes me, let's see, what's this one? We figure that every man who makes this test means an average of 3 new customers, himself and at least 2 of his friends. If you want a revolver that will not go off by accident, then get an Ivor Johnson safety automatic revolver. Bang it on a table, drop it, kick it, hammer it. It won't go off unless you pull the trigger.
Well, imagine if it did when they're smacking
Bro.
on the table. Just like that. Wham!
Sounds like I don't know why I thought of like baby food when I saw the name.
Ivor
It's
Johnson.
like a baby food revolver,
Like
I
Johnson.
was thinking of like
okay.
Gerber or something.
I'm thinking of Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, that's
Johnson
what.
and
Yeah,
Johnson,
Johnson.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Logan sucks at shooting for 5. Says, I believe you're pronouncing his name wrong. I believe it would be DeRosier. DeRosier. DeRosier?
DeRosier.
DeRosier.
Yeah, yo, DeRosier.
Listen, I'm sorry about your balls, DeRosier.
Hey, pull up the advertisement with a kid on it.
Fine, I'm pull it up. Uno momento. Sorry, I'm on a laptop. I have to go through like 6 different things to get there. Where is the baby? Is it the little girl holding it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually quite funny. In light of all of the SIG updates. Pull here, drag there, share tab, boom. Ivor Johnson revolvers, no danger, absolutely safe. I like how they put the Y in a place where you can barely read it. Accidental discharge, impossible. Safety, hammerless, automatic. $550 of your dealer or sent to any address, cash with order. Bro, back when we were a real country. Mail order revolver, please. Ivor Johnson, Fitchburg, Massachusetts, USA. And then on the baby's dress, it says, Papa says it won't hurt me.
Yeah, I'd gladly trust Ivor Johnson, either their staff or their products around my children more than SIG.
Yeah. What's funny is that thing probably has like a 14-pound trigger pull, so she probably actually cannot physically pull the trigger on it. Stealth for 5 says, I love Ivan, but let's compare two completely different trigger systems with entirely different trigger pulls and act like they're the same. Yes, many such cases.
Thank you.
And listen, so the reason why the Glock design is better and everybody copies it, so, I mean, Glock, Walther, Canik copies Walther, but having that safety plunger mounted into the slide that is a solid piece of steel that sits there basically by gravity and then also has a spring as a backup that cannot foul out unless the extractor, which is also steel, is physically removed, is such a foolproof system that it's just safety. Sorry, it's just safer than that crappy striker safety that SIG decided to machine into their fire control unit. It's not even machined. Sorry, it's stamped. It's garbage. No for 2 says, good evening, Richard.
Good evening.
Gabriel Baker for 5 says, when Richard first joined the show, I thought he was annoying and gay, but now I don't think he's annoying at all.
Much appreciated.
What a you know what? That's funny you say that because Richard admitted that to me. He said the same thing to me.
Aw. But this is every time Richard shows up to the stream, this is what I'm afraid it's about to turn into.
Could the world's greatest fry cook do this? And this, and this, and this, and this.
Thank you for the 5.
Time it looped when you were trying to close out, and there was nothing we could do
Dude,
for
yeah,
2.5 minutes.
It kept looping the freaking chirp.
Minutes.
Absolute Mood Man for 50 says, defending a product because you bought it makes you sound poor, to be honest. Imagine not Imagine not having money to spend on things on a whim and you just have all of them. Could not be me. Black girl emoji times 100. Well, listen, bro, for $50, you are flexing on all of the freaking pores out there. Absolutely wild. This is well, actually, where's the one? Where's the one that I want?
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me.
No, I'm just kidding, bro. We appreciate Moon Man doing his federal operations at work, sending ridiculous super chats to the stream for no reason whatsoever, other than he gets some sort of sick personal enjoyment out of all of it, making Richard dress up as pears with faces on them. I mean, just ridiculous. Also, Moon Man, listen, I don't know how much money you make at your job, bro, but it has got to be nuts for how much you drop on every single stream. So I hope you're doing well, bro. The support is fantastic, but I mean, maybe you need an intervention. Maybe Vintage.
Hey, yo, Moon Man, my Cash App.
Yeah, I was about to say
$ Vintage Warfare.
Vintage is about to find you and shake you down for money behind
I'm
the
about to
Wendy's.
pocket check you.
You won't send Vintage $100. You won't do that. You're poor. Poor. I can't afford no $100.
Yeah, you would never
Cash app.
do that. And actually, no, that's not a real Cash App. Don't
do that.
Don't do it.
Actually, I'm setting it up right now.
No. Yeah.
Ooh, that's funny. Jake for 2 says Austin is my favorite pay pig. That CNC vid was gay.
So
Austin,
you see,
are you a pay pig?
he's right on that. We agree on the CNC vid, but Jake, you know, like I told him, you know, I better see that $1 payment next month for my next Patreon poll. I told him if he keeps up this attitude, I'm going to charge him too. He's one of my top guys.
Oh,
he's one of my top guys on Patreon.
Is he only a $1 donator?
He is a $1 donator.
Well, we're
For
gonna
now,
pocket check Jake.
but I'm gonna
right
make
now.
him.
Damn.
I'm gonna make him do 2 if he keeps this up.
Yeah, unbelievable, Jake. I think he's a $2 on mine. I mean, so I don't know what that says about you, Vintage.
Look, I get it. We all have favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Thanks, Jake, for the 2. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good night, man. I think they're still playing Battlefield 4 lobbies, if they're finding lobbies.
Fuck, dude. I keep getting kicked, too. I need to go on your Discord. Have a guy fix that for me. Fuck.
Are you in the area that doesn't exist, that we don't allow people into, Vintage? I'll assume that you're not by your reaction. If you don't know that it exists, don't worry about it. You're probably not there. Moonman for 5 says FedEx dropped my shit and broke it. So now I'm looking for repros on. Oh, dude, that sucks. So FedEx dropped your P38. Although, dude, I'm here at this bunker, and I had a HSL dropped off a case of ammo, and Ben Stager Pro Shop dropped off like a case of stuff, and I'm not there to play around with it, so I'm very sad. Hana for 5 says, I asked a SIG rep, I can't talk, SIG rep, what his defense was for the 320, and he said, do you know anyone that it's happened to? Wow. Okay. All right. You know, bro, if you haven't seen it personally, de-dick someone, then don't worry about it, bro.
So my question to that would be, how is his jawline? Because depending on how it looked, either he's correct or he's not.
Right? Is that a Chad doesn't happen?
If he's not a Chad, then
yeah,
he's gaslighting you. But if he's Chad,
before I respond to this question, I need to know what your bench press is, okay? And then I can assess the validity of your statement after I know what your bench press is.
Yes.
Thank you for the 500. Bloodbase for 5 says absolutely nothing. Drops the money on the table. This guy also looks like he has great genes. Just saying. Heathen from Texas says, I've been trying to join the Discord, but couldn't find the link. Big sad. Well, listen, I'm going to drop. People hate it when I do this, but I'm going to drop the link to the Discord in the chat. And I know Richard's going to love having to deal with like 100 extra people all clamoring to get in and somehow not able to get past the TARD test. But I'm going to put that in the public chat for you guys to deal with.
If you join, I'll be in there later to personally call you gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Vintage hangs out in our Discord. It's a nice group of lovely gents. And there certainly is not an invisible paywall section that you can't get into. Although Heathen can get into it because, big baller over here. Central Sands Defense for 5 says, oh boy, don't get me started on women in LE. Okay, Richard, we didn't do the 5-hour Rumble exclusive stream. Well, obviously you were moving and I was family and funerals and stuff, so that was just not going to happen this month. But if we ever have to do something like that in the future, I want to just go through all of the worst female police videos, all of the worst gun videos of all time on Rumble.
Got it.
So we can just show it, live without worrying about getting taken down by YouTube being gay. But that would be a good one to have Central on for. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Moonman for 5 says, I know that the Russian letter looks like an A is a D, so I practically already speak the language. I will simply switch teams. I don't know. Are you gonna work for the Putin man? It's gonna be Putin his dick all over you, my friend. Thank you for that. Chud McGill for 5 says, yeah, I can't say that one, bro. Officer, actually, Officer
Nigerberg.
Yes, Nigerberg. Kickenstein. Yes, Kickenstein. Nigerberg Kickenstein reporting for duty. How much for mod, Mr. Tripp? Well, listen, with a name like that, I don't know what could go wrong. Thank you for that, Chud. Moonman for 5 says, we back the blue, especially Officer Nigerberg at Chud McGill 69. Yeah. The fans, they're clamoring for more Chud.
You have rich chuds in here.
I apparently I think I'm their only option, so they just flocked me. Moonman for 10 says, I have a budget for parasocial super chats for this and whatever VTuber is streaming when I'm at work or my mom is making me a frozen pizza. Well, Moonman, are you one of those bros that has like 100% disability through the military and also has a federal job? So you just like you have extra cash every month and you don't know what to do with it? Because there are a lot of people like that.
I'm at that. Hey, look, I'm at that 70%. Look, if you got that 100, dang, you know, that's actually nuts. You get like you're like up to 4K or something if you're at 100.
Is it 4K every month forever?
Yeah, until you die.
Bro.
Till you die. I get money until I die too. But I'm actually broken.
Well, wait a second.
High brass facts. High brass facts.
Is Brass Facts in the chat?
Yeah, he is.
Hey, how's it going? You're showing up at the last 5 minutes of stream after we've already talked about everything? Unbelievable. What are you doing? No, but apparently my wife is going to let me out of the basement in a second so I can actually get out of here.
Nice.
The tables have turned. This time Anna put me in the basement, not the other way around. Huge ass for 5 says, in the middle of a sleep study, please let my torment end. Bro, I am sorry to hear that. Sleep studies are wild. I mean, some people need them. Like if you have sleep apnea or other issues with sleeping, ruin the rest of your life if you can't figure that stuff out. So
hey, I hope you just get that extra 10% disability if I'm correct here. Hey, Brass Facts, if you're in here, what do you think about me buying a Kuna today for like $800? I bet you'd be opinionated on it.
No, he has a video on the Kuna. He got it.
I know. I was watching it a little bit, but I
yeah.
literally was watching it right before you invited me on the stream. So it's like
that's funny.
Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure
I didn't get no answer.
I'm pretty sure for $1,000 it might be the best non-AR PCC on the market, because I think it's really only competition in that market is the Strybog A3. But there are so many different versions of that gun at this point. I forget which ones are good and bad.
I mean, there were certain things about it off rip that kind of seemed neat about it. I did not go in there looking to buy one, but I looked at it and I'm like, this looks like it would be a lot of fun if I put like a little bit of money into it. This is kind of how I looked at it. The flat trigger on it too feels kind of nice. I was there's a couple things about it I was kind of pleasantly surprised by. I don't like Springfield, so. Well,
I mean, fortunately, it's not made by Springfield.
Well, yeah, it's HS product, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Hey, thoughts on the CZ P09 Nocturne? That's the polymer hammer-fired gun, I want to say. Polymer framed hammer-fired, right?
Damn. All right.
I haven't shot one.
Saw that, Brass Facts. This is that. I'm going to take that as it's a good thing.
Somebody tried to pawn off their Jackal 8.9 on me, and I was like, no, thank you, please don't. Although I would shoot it. I would shoot it a lot. Surely they couldn't ruin a 9mm blowback AR. Surely that's not possible. Stop calling me Shirley. Absolute Moonman for 5 says, get that hunt. Call Eagle Rising. Went from 70 to 100. Well, yeah, dude, $4,000 a month. Bro, that's $50K a year. You're above the poverty line doing nothing for the rest of your life. That's not terrible. You can just kind of mess around and do other things. You can work on your own private ventures, or you can work part-time jobs or whatever else you need to do to make ends meet. But $4K a month for the rest of your life, all you have to do is get 100% disabled. Richard, do you have the Rumble pulled up, or do you need me to get that?
Nope, I've got them.
All right.
Chronicles for $5 says, John, I'm sure you saw that IDPA banned the P320. I wonder if that's why this US PSA lawsuit is coming back up.
That is true. So yes, IDPA, which is gay, but it's like the second biggest organization in the US for handgun competition. They just outright banned the P320 from use, which is kind of wild. I think they're the first major shooting organization to do that.
It's the first
USPSA probably won't, again, because there is that intermingling of SIG and USPSA and practice score and major matches. And SIG would not be happy about that, not at all. Now, individual matches have banned the P320, but that's just individual matches, not USPSA as a whole. So,
and then Europa Chronicles again for $5 says,
thank you, sir.
Strader has, I know Strader was suspended on IG, but he also hasn't posted on YouTube for 4 days. Did he catch a strike there too?
No, he's no strike on YouTube as far as I'm aware. I'm in a group chat with Ben. We chatted. He commented on my Instagram post that I made today of me going absolutely retarded at a USPSA match yesterday, where I got 4 mics on one stage. But say love you. But no, Ben's doing well as far as I know. I think he's just busy. He's doing other things. He's working. He's actually working every day. So I'm sure he'll have more YouTube comments shortly up. But thank you, Europa Chronicles on Rumble for the 10. Huge Ass for 5 says, Vintage, stop hiding in my bathroom, you stalker. He just runs in and out.
Listen. I belong in your bathroom, okay? I belong in your bathroom, sweetheart. All right?
Well, according to my socialist principles, actually, it's our bathroom. You see,
That's
I had a need
bathroom.
for it. Yeah.
Hey,
you see, you have excess bathrooms that I am redistributing to the proletariat, okay?
See, I walked right up to your bathroom. Yeah.
Chud Biggill for 2 says, I shall now do Stolen Valor to get 4,000 a month. Black pregnant emoji. Yeah, while you were gone, Vintage, I was saying 4K a month is like not bad money. Like that's above the poverty line for not doing anything for the rest of your life, pretty much.
But you have to be like, it's really hard to get. Like, and you have to 100%. Actually be fucked up. Like, I have a rating, and I earned every percent of that. Shall we? It's hard to like fake it, and I think that there's a little bit of there's a bit of a controversy about that on X that I've watched, and it's like basic training, like Latina chicks who are like, I'm a disabled veteran, shit, which is kind of like now you have like the Jerusalem.
I woke up in Phil Strader's office
bio being like, no. We need to take away that disability.
Yeah,
it's like pretty funny.
But I mean that's kind of nice because it frees you up to do other things, to not be like, oh, I have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. You can work part-time. You can go into other ventures. You can do side gigs.
That's
you
if
can,
you're at 100%.
You can write intelligence reports.
Yeah,
at
100%.
It's only if you're at 100%, and it's hard to get to. Again, you're on like a scale that you can't. No matter how much legalese you've learned or medical legalese you've learned to speak, like you can't fake. It's hard to even get like 80%, like depending on what it is you're claiming. And I don't believe you should just like try and fleece the system, because I see a lot of guys talking about that. I think
people there are people who have gamed the system 100%. However, my position as not a vet, but a retard, is that if I'm giving money to some guy who actually served versus like Somali immigrants raping people in Minneapolis, like I'd rather give it to a vet than that. I mean, like billions of dollars are going overseas. Yeah, so it's like what the money is fake anyways. To me, the money's all fake. So who cares, right?
Yeah, true.
Get your back. I don't care. It's the
money's real to me. I got a Kuna today.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know. My father-in-law, he was a ranger, who's here with us now. Actually, he's 100%, but he was jumping out in the 90s during whatever operation that was. So, he earned it. But yeah, no, he talks about how going through all the individual hoops and like getting all the paperwork and everything signed off on, how it's a nightmare to go through to actually get all of it. But once you have it, then you're pretty set. Moonman for 10 says, the consultant sent me to a doctor and I was like, yeah, it hurts when I do stuff. And the doctor was like, oh yeah, it makes it hard to do stuff, right? Wink, wink, wink. Yeah. Many such cases. Again, I'm not going to hold it against you. And listen, it's kind of like recirculating my own tax dollars, because I pay into the system and then Moonman super chats me with the money that I pay him. So it's kind of like disability reparations, if that makes sense. I think that's how it works. So thank you for that. Now, Vintage, are you remonetized on YouTube yet?
No. Instead, hey, look. All right. Have you ever had a personal injury, John?
Yes.
Have you?
Okay. I think so.
Have you ever heard of should you ever need representation, Morgan and Morgan law firm,
yeah, baby,
they're sponsoring me this entire upcoming month, so that'll be fun.
Really?
I have to make
Morgan
like a good
and
joke
Morgan.
about it.
Wait,
but
so
no, I don't think I'm going to get it back. I think the way that YouTube's like AI automated policy works with the like this specific issue, like I have to basically buy a Chinese bot farm to get the YouTube's team on Twitter to take it to like a higher management, and good luck. Like I could claim racism and all this other shit because the video is only okay on black react channels, or that song. Whole reason the demonetization happened was because I played a Wagner Group song in a video from 2.5 years ago, and I don't think it was an abuse of the report function. I think it was AI auto moderation found the video and was just like, nah, this is terrorism, bro. And because it's under that deal, there's just like they refuse to even fucking look at it, no matter how ridiculous it is.
Dude, what's really funny is there was like one of my videos got auto like restricted to 18 plus, and by AI like just 5 months later after it got released, and I said it was a army documentary of a manually fired Winchester shotgun.
It's all
they
stupid,
got
dude.
They got approved. That appeal got approved like almost instantly.
Yeah. Well, most of YouTube's like moderation people are. I mean, it's all AI, and then the people who are managing it are fucking Indians. And then the middle management. I mean, there's videos that talk about this. If you're really curious, go look at like YouTube AI moderation. You'll find some interesting videos, but. For it to even get the attention of somebody who could maybe make a decision, you have to have something at like a minimum of like 5,000 likes on Twitter.
Yeah, so I've had that similar thing, not to me personally, but to other people happen, where if you cannot have a big enough following to reach somebody like a real person on Twitter, then it's basically over for you. Now I know that Reno lost his monetization at one point and he got it back, but it was like after 30 days you could reapply. So I don't know if that's still the case.
It depends on which violation that you hit. So for mine, because it was under terrorist propaganda, you are never eligible for monetization ever. But here's the kicker. But however, you are able to do paid promotions on your YouTube channel with Morgan and Morgan Law Firm or Raid Shadow Legends or World of Tanks or any of those. So it is suitable for advertisers. However,
hold on a second. The allegations against the Yakubian Liberation Front are complete slander. They are a peaceful organization.
Look, all I'm trying to say is they are. Look, the song that they got me on exists on Black Family React channels with combat footage of Wagner Group with like dead bodies, and it's like hundreds of thousands of views. They don't give a fuck. So unless you can make a stink on Twitter or Instagram, I think it's mainly Twitter, it doesn't fucking matter. But right now, I don't like the way I'm looking at it is I don't have time to like worry about like whether or not YouTube's going to continue monetizing me. Like the one thing it didn't do was really throttle my audience, which is good. I don't even I don't even get a strike on my channel for that, by the way. If you believed somebody was promoting terrorist propaganda, you would just ban them off the platform. You wouldn't give them a warning. You know what I mean? Yeah, very, very fucking stupid. YouTube is a big joke.
No, I mean, there should be something about that, like tortious interference or whatnot, that you should be able to get that back in any reasonable system, and just a singular human looking at that and being like, oh, this is obviously not terrorist propaganda. Like,
well,
just a singular human.
Well, no, I think that's the
rational
approach to it. I think
you know what's funny is
lemons in a lemonade, though.
Well, let's say you make $3,000 a month on YouTube. Okay, this is just a number: $3,000 a month on YouTube.
Sure.
That means you actually made $4,000, and that extra $1,000 went to YouTube, right? Because YouTube takes a 30% cut.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you pay somebody $10 to take a look at this channel for a second? Right? You think that's just an easy financial win? Just pay a singular human to review this. Just please. Like, you make $1,000 a month. Surely you could afford somebody 10 minutes of their time to see if this is actual terroristic propaganda.
I think it's also a matter of YouTube. I think YouTube has financial issues to an extent.
Yeah, but I don't get why they take away their own advertising dollars for that.
They don't, because they still run ads on his channel.
Well, I mean, there's that too. They can run ads on
they still do.
demonetized.
That's the reason that they don't just throttle the content outright. So, like, any video.
Well, actually, maybe that is the scam, because now they don't even have to pay you for the ads.
Correct.
Well, yeah, but that's also why they don't stop me from adding a paid promotion tab in my videos. But here's the fucking interesting, like, almost petty part. Is they won't let you do like an ad card with a link. So like a lot of advertisers will ask you to do like a closing card at the end with like a link. And they don't allow you to do that if you're demonetized. And it sometimes throws off, after the first iteration. Like, it's interesting, but it hasn't affected any of my relationships, but they do that to fuck with you a little bit. It's petty Indian shit.
Would a technical workaround that be, like embedding a QR code in the video itself?
Well, that's why you do that, but they usually want you to do a call to action at the end, and then, I mean, you can go into the description or whatever and then do it that way. But yes, they usually want you to have that end card at the end of the video. It's just what they want. I don't know why they want it.
It's like a figure. Speaking of like the enforcement of YouTube's TOS, like it's kind of like a figurative S-Vest detonating off in a bazaar. But for example, like YZY Prince trying to do that copyright claim against you. But
dude, he's got 2 days left. He's got like 2 days left to file real legal paperwork against me, or else I win.
But there's also him, like, where the new YouTube TOS is like not using the display of how you say things that go bang that are manufactured at home, which will put those YouTube videos into an 18+ restricted category, if not are determined by the AI.
YouTube has porn ads. They're
essentially Well, I mean, they have AI bot slop ads.
Yeah, they allow porn literally on their platform.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all made up and fucking gay. It really is. It's just you're at the mercy of like some technocrat slop AI platform, and then you just have to know enough people and get big enough to where it doesn't affect you.
Right.
It just is what it is. Like, I was lucky enough to, I think I was big enough to where they just didn't outright delete me. But they figured, fuck his monetization up or whatever.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Sucks, man. I mean, I know you don't want to invest like a ton of time and energy into it, but if you still did want to stream, you just got to set up, like, you have to set up alternate payment methods for people if they wanted to super chat or support while you're doing it. And it's just annoying, because now you have to do all this other stuff just to do what you could have done straight through YouTube, right?
Well, it's meant to dissuade you. It's like a soft, like, give up.
It's like putting bitterant on Nintendo Switch cartridges so you don't put them in your mouth.
You know what I hit him with on email? I'm like, I noticed that you have this strong female of color with this song on her channel with hundreds of thousands of views. Why are you discriminating against me, a disabled veteran? And like I kept trying to hit it. Like I would just want to see what they did. And it was funny because they responded to me the same way like 3 times without bringing that up. And then immediately the last time they're like, oh, we'll bring it up to a manager. Like as soon as I said like disabled vet, and it was like it's like keying in on like legal term. Like it was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They do not want any sort of actual legal heat because anything like that, whether they win or lose, costs so much money to pay lawyers and get everything filed and all that sort of nonsense. So it's a nightmare for them as well. But that's the thing, is like you almost have to force their hand legally to get them to do anything, because they're never going to respond to you again until that X dollar amount gets so high that it's like, okay, well now we actually have to address this before this gets out of hand.
That's why Twitter is the best place to have anything done.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, is it worth like paying for the privilege of premiums that can upload like full length videos into your channel or profile or whatever?
I don't know. I still haven't grown. Like I have like maybe 2,500 followers on X. Granted, I haven't really tried to push it, but its algorithm is so fucking weird that I don't know whether or not I want to take it seriously yet. I use it as like a DMing platform, to be honest.
Yeah, because I see like because I see stuff like with a Phoenix Ammunition having their grievances even after Musk bought the company, and there are other like weird stuff that's inconsistent as well.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, and I don't want to derail John's stream.
Oh, I mean, we're at the end. I wanted to talk about this at the end.
Oh, okay, for sure.
So, I mean, that's why I wanted to check in on you, see it if you were doing all right. Shout out your Patreon, that sort of thing.
No, X is weird because X is not a very direct-to-follower platform. Instagram is the best. So if you want to see what somebody you like is doing, Instagram is the platform. That's why it really did suck when I got banned on that. That was also an AI thing. I made a joke about selling drugs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And and that fucking I got IP banned for that. I might have made an Indian joke here and there, but I was fine.
I don't know how you get banned off of Instagram, bro. The things people post on there with hundreds of thousands of followers, just like legitimate, like
airsoft anarchist who ends up in FBI's most wanted.
Dude, it's insane. Instagram is the best
I don't get it.
for it.
Yeah. All right. Moonman for 5 says, ignore the haters, be Nigerberg to the system, and get the bread before Israel does. Yeah, it's all going to Israel.
That's right.
Doll Squad being super big on Instagram until they self-delete themselves.
Yeah, that's just it's like poetry. It rhymes. Huge ass for 5 says, working on my final 10% right now. Well, I hope you get a solution for that final 10%.
You're still going to get 90% after getting awarded that 10, by the way.
That's how math works.
Sorry. That's how it works.
Chud for 2 says, personally, I go to HHM law firm. Great lawyers. Did I say something I'm not supposed to? HHM law firms? I guess law firm. I don't know. But no, we did. We lost a great HH this week. Yeah, so just HH in the chat, please, for Mr. Hulk Hogan. Huge ass for 5 says, YouTube AI equals autistic Indian. I think it actually just means average Indian. Thank you for that, huge ass. Moonman for 5 says, just a reminder, anytime you send a dirty message to Grok or an AI girlfriend, you are sending it to a sweaty Jeet.
I mean, this is no different than gooning on VR chat, just saying.
Yeah. I mean, listen, gentlemen, you should not be sending dirty chats to any Grok or AI out there. I feel like that is a dark hole of despair that is difficult to crawl out of if you are at that point in your life. So perhaps we should.
Man, imagine like reenacting the entire plot of Her just to get cucked by your AI girlfriend.
Well, dude, I remember when that movie came out, people were like, this is so stupid. Like, nobody's gonna fall. And then it's like, it's real. Nope.
AI
it's real.
Actually Indian.
Huge ass for 5 says, vintage, just opened an OnlyFans, but you post roasts of different races. They don't allow that content. That's too spicy.
I have a feeling I don't know what OnlyFans UI is like, but I have a feeling their TOS is probably as gay as anything else on the internet.
I am sure it is very gay, enforced gayness.
Don't do it, because you'll end up like Tactical Girlfriend and then nuke your channel 4 years later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's growing out the hair. The hair looks great. Gorgeous tonight, vintage. Moonman for 10 says, I spread spicy pores propaganda for business, the Department of Defense, and for pleasure. Much love, Abdullah, my habibi. May you defeat the great Satan. So it's not fair that they take vintage's bread for doing the same. I agree. It's not fair. It's outrageous, I say. Huge Ass for 5 says, I send all my dirty texts to Vintage. Yes, and you can do that on his Patreon. You can check out his Patreon, and you can send
my
him
chick's gonna be I think she's watching. She'll be like, so what are people sending on Patreon message, huh?
You can listen, Vintage's chick. You need to make sure
what I'm gonna do?
Monitor,
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna throw her
the
out the
Patreon
window.
messages.
Don't worry. I handle my chick. You're like, hey, look, we haven't boxed in a while.
Yeah. Me and Phil Strader, we know how to handle our chicks, okay, bro? Ridiculous for 5 says Wyoming gun project showed the P320 slide actually moves when the trigger is pulled. Couldn't that throw off your aim? Surprised more people didn't notice that earlier. So slides do move on pistols when you pull the trigger, depending on what it is, Glock, Canic, whatever it might be. But the point being is where the dot is when the trigger is pulled. That's where or where your sights are, right? That's where the bullet actually goes. After the shot is fired, everything is in motion, right? So that doesn't really affect accuracy, not to a noticeable degree, right? But thank you for the 5. All right, gentlemen. Well, that wraps that up, good sirs. Vintage is getting grok blocked. Yes, true. All AI is the same in my eyes. I don't even justify it with a name.
Satan.
Yeah, basically. Call it what it is. Huge Ass for 5 says tactical gooning, babe. It's a business expense. Shut up, babe. We're gooning right now.
It's dark humor.
It's dark humor. I posted Vintage's Patreon in the chat again. Check it out, gentlemen.
You're too kind.
Support the Black Queens in our audience. There are far too few of them. Got to protect them, like an endangered species, especially in the gun community. Come on.
It's true.
Bucky, what do you got coming up, homie?
Tomorrow I have a scheduled upload. I've encountered a literal Florida man militia, and it's too stupid to even write an intelligence report on. So that's coming up soon. Also, subscribe to Glow So Bright, and if you like to financially support the channel, there's also a Ko-fi and a subscribe star page. Doing so with no guarantees, with a high enough amount, which I won't specify, may get you a prize. It's also about patches.
Moon Man, hit him up. Let me pull up your link real fast. I gotta drop it in the chat. Richard, what do you got coming up, homie? How's the new Indiana man doing?
It's been quite the fun experience so far. I forgot that being out and around the farmland that they spread the fertilizer at like midnight, from midnight to 3 a.m. So it smelled like fucking cow shit around here for the past 3 days. It's been fun. I've had so much going on, unpacking boxes, getting everything settled, finally getting the safes moved and get everything in. So it's been quite the long haul, and I still have quite a bit of work ahead of me. And I've got to finish removing and a bunch of stuff I got to do. So
always more work. Vintage, what you got coming up? You got another P320 video happening?
I might do one on the Glock testing, but no, that'll be one, but I have Morgan and Morgan ads to film tonight.
Yeah. There you go.
I actually do.
That is awesome.
And then I have one of the videos is there's a short, it's almost like a Darman movie on YouTube, but it's about like straw purchases, but they end up being gay. So like this kid who's like a clearly like wants to like do a school extracurricular event with a firearm, looks to buy a gun from this guy who's like hick gun collector dude. and
right,
and it ends up being like this like Brokeback Mountain story, and it's very funny. So one of you sent that to me via email, and thank you, because that's going to make a really funny video. But that's the next one outside of the Glock one, whichever one I get to first. I've filmed both, but I just have to get my Morgan & Morgan personal injury lawyer ads done probably tonight, so I can get it done I'll probably have a video out in 2 days.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. Excellent. Go check it out. Vintage Warfare. Check out his Patreon. Linked in chat. I am away for another day, and then next week should be back to normal. Have some more videos out. Probably some other fun stuff coming up. Dude, I was at a match yesterday, and I bombed a classifier so hard. Right after I got master, I bombed a classifier so hard. I was like, I'm going to drop like 20 points for how bad this classifier went. But guess what? Somebody set it up wrong, so it doesn't even count. I got saved by some retard setting the targets in the wrong order.
You
but
got
what's
saved
funny is
by someone who was more retarded.
Dude, I was like, wow. I had a 30% run, knocked down a 90% run because it's rolling, right? So I was like, wow. I'm a yeet one into my brain tonight or something. But what's funny is Andy, the Area 3 director, he got a GM run on that classifier. So he had a 96% run on that, but it also doesn't count. So my 30% doesn't count, and his 96% doesn't count because somebody had the targets in the wrong order. Oops. Oh, well. Yeah, it sucks for him, but Andy's a good dude. So, but yeah, we have normal stuff coming up shortly. I'm sure there'll be more videos, more streams next week, more wild shenanigans. Thank you to everybody hanging out with us. As I say that, Huge Ass for 5 says Richard cosplaying as incredibly gassy IRL. I don't know how much you would have to pay him to do that cosplay, but it would be a lot of money. But thank you for that, Huge Ass.
He also wants you to pay me for that.
Yes. Oh, actually, yeah. Just make Vintage do it. Vintage would do it. Vintage. I've heard he needs new sponsors, so maybe maybe
at least for September.
Yeah, for September. Yeah, got to line him up in advance. Moonman for 5 says Asian massage reviews. I am the reason that an old person pukes and defecates in front of you at the same time on a Carnival cruise. What? All right. Thank you, Moonman. I think you have something personal to say to Asian massage reviews. But with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.